Good evening. Welcome to the Sulk stream. We're back on Monday to start off another week. A whole nother week. We're doing a whole nother week. And yeah, I'm doing the sunglasses thing now. So we're going to test it out and see how that works. See if I like it. See what you can see. See what I see. See a lot of reflection. It doesn't matter. We're talking about Bill Gates tonight. He does some shit. Like slipping your wife antibiotics and stuff like that because you banged a bunch of Russian hookers on Epstein Island. That is pretty wild. But also, he's up to other stuff. He is a controversial figure, to say the least. To say the least. He could be trying to poison us all. He could be a billionaire philanthropist. Full-on rapist. Both. Check both of those boxes. Could be releasing mosquitoes into the Florida Everglades. For good reasons. Yeah, because that's what they need is more mosquitoes for sure. I was always like, why? Where are all the mosquitoes? Oh, right. They're everywhere. They're literally carrying children off. Just like Bill Gates. So grab your VD medication. Get comfy. Get cozy. If you are working, please continue to work. And if you are driving, please get home safely and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And yeah, if you want to help me out, ko-fi.com/sulkstream. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And this is called The Horrific Secrets of Bill Gates. Enjoy.
Bill Gates, the man every government, mainstream media outlet, and elite looked up to. He spent millions crafting the perfect image of the wonderful, wise old billionaire who publicly planned to give all of his money away.
I'm super excited that that'll be over.
Just disappeared on me. Looked up to? Looked up to? Freeside, don't lie to me and tell me you have no more VD meds, all right? I know you go through them fast, but I also know you have a stockpile.
For $200 billion.
A big old safe full of them. And why in a safe? Why not just in your kitchen cabinet or something like that? Probably because you don't want the whores to get to them, right? You bring whores to your house, and then you have sex with them in your bed. Don't even change the sheets. Like, gross. Sir?
That we'll give away during that time period, and that we'll be able to save
Background noise. Is our pants optional tonight? No.
But now, that image is being recognized for what it really is.
I had to think about it for a second, but then I was like, no, I don't want you guys typing with one hand. It's no. Not optional. Not optional at all.
A desperate attempt.
Wear your fucking pants. Wear 2 pairs of pants. Make sure they're jeans that you have to fiddle with the zipper and stuff like that. And then just wear like a handful of belts. That's the measurement I'm going with, a handful. I don't know. I don't know any other. A Ziploc bag full of belts. Pick a measurement. Just make it difficult for you to touch yourself.
To hide the true darkness.
And like, it really should be more difficult to touch yourself because I imagine a lot of you are pretty gross.
Laying beneath it. Recent findings in the Epstein files make the claim that he slipped STD antibiotics into his wife's food after he himself got infected on the island. And trust me,
he got the clap. Did he get the clap? Did he get which venereal disease? Is it like a fancy one? Is it a fancy one that all the billionaires get? Billionaire crabs. These are Alaskan king crabs. They're huge. Oh my God, ow.
As you'll see later on, things get so much.
Gigantic crabs. Like, wow, those are some pretty big crabs. Yeah. The poors get the teeny ones. We get a big one.
It's really that bad.
It's one large crab that just kind of like crawls around. He's got a shell. It's just a fucking hermit crab.
He's been forced to cancel his...
That is a hermit crab that lives in your pants, sir. You can't name him.
latest public appearances. And his ex-wife Melinda, the one he publicly appeared to build his empire with, is now publicly denouncing him.
Well, let me say this. I think
he likes to fuck the hoes. You're kind of ugly too, Melinda. I mean, for a billionaire's wife, you should be hotter. But Bill Gates is not fantastic looking, I understand. He's probably kind of, I mean, he is a creep. He's got to be a huge, gigantic, enormous creep with one giant hermit crab that he got from some Russian hooker.
we're having a reckoning as a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and was going on with all of the various people around him. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those.
It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Ooh. Dude, he had so much shit going on before this whole fiasco. But I mean, like, even if he didn't go to Epstein Island, there's a lot of questions about Bill Gates. But this is bad. That's bad. Obviously, we're never going to get the Epstein files. We knew he was there. His wife is like, yeah, he was there. He was fucking kids. He was fucking Russian hookers and stuff like that. I bet they were mint, too. I mean, not like untouched because they're hookers and all, but I bet they were pretty hot. I bet they were pretty hot. And I bet there was a lot of them. Yeah. I just really wonder what kind of VD he got that he passed on to his wife. Like, he got off the plane. He got off the Lolita Express because you take it back and forth. And then he's all like, all right, Melinda, now I got to dust off your old box. Just to keep up appearances. And then he's just fucking, he's just like sprinkling Valtrex into her oatmeal in the morning. Bro! Get a hold of yourself.
Those people, and from even my ex-husband, they need to answer to those things, not me.
And all it took was one unsent email to confirm something people had been theorizing about for years. Now that the truth has started to trickle out, Bill has been forced to admit to at least 2 affairs with Russian women.
In a town hall meeting with
affairs. I don't know if I would call it I mean, like, what do you define an affair as? Like, wouldn't you, there would be some sort of romantic element behind an affair, wouldn't there? But no, he's just getting sloppy toppies from these Russian hookers. So, infidelities for sure. Affairs?
With employees, Gates admitting to 2 affairs with Russian women and what he says about the photos of him in the Epstein files.
And it makes you wonder, what else has he been hiding? Whether it be him becoming the largest landowner in the US or buying out the world.
Farmland, by the way. Farmland. He specifically wants farmland for whatever nefarious reason he does, but he does, right? And he owns a lot of it. Why? Why specifically farmland? What are you going to do with farmland? You do computers and shit like that. What is your plan here? This is all this, like, he like LARPs as this, like, humanitarian, right? I'm building wells in Africa and I'm not fucking kids. And I'm going off and I'm doing these things. I'm getting rid of the mosquitoes, right? But no one buys that. No one buys it. You're up to something. Bill.
World Health Organization.
You're up to something, Bill.
Locked in their homes, or presiding over the World Economic.
Banging a hooker isn't an affair. That doesn't make it better, but I wouldn't say affair. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Affair. I wouldn't. Like Bill Clinton's thing when he got a Lewinsky for Monica, because it's named after her now. She did it so famously that from then on forward, it's called the Lewinsky now. That I could say borderlines on an affair. That I can say there's like there's some smittenness to it. There's some a little bit of a tryst aspect. But these are just fucking hookers. He's just busting nuts and hookers. Right? This isn't an affair. This is a drive-through.
All while secretly chilling out with Jeffrey Epstein. Everything starts
not secretly,
to become obvious about this guy when you really look at his creepy behavior subtly coming out in his pre-planned public appearances.
We had something rare, something we've never heard of, the Eastern Dick Sneeze. I hate that.
What did you do when you found out about his background?
I hate that for all of us background.
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that. Well, he's dead, so.
Not dead. That dude is definitely not dead. There is no fucking way that dude. Epstein, no fucking way that dude is dead. No. No, sir.
Have to be careful.
That dude is far from dead.
And
He's like, he's dead now, so you have to
not dead.
Be careful. Like, what? Be careful or you'll hang yourself in jail? Is that what you're saying?
People are finally waking up to the other side of Bill Gates, the side he spent his life
Not finally, dude. People have been on to Bill Gates for I couldn't even tell you 10 years at least, maybe longer. So on the order of decades, people have been like, "Yo, what's up with Bill? He's kind of an asshole." Yeah, I think he just got shoved in too many lockers when he was younger. He's excellent locker stuffer. He's a good locker stuffer. Still, to this day, he's perfectly sized. He's perfectly proportioned. He has not done a thing to gain an ounce of muscle. And he's just out there doing the Eastern Dick Sneeze. Still hate it. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It just clunks out of there.
Trying to hide from the public. And we're going to uncover in this video how deep this rabbit hole truly goes. Because first of all, Bill Gates...
Imagine saying my husband was having an affair. Was her name Strawberry Delight? I don't think your name is Strawberry Delight. I think your name was something like Borscht. Right? Because she's Russian. They don't have Strawberry Delights over there. They have like borscht. Here, have some. It's delicious. It's hot steaming cabbage in a tasteless broth. Yeah, but for some reason she is smoking hot. Yeah, I don't get it either. The naming convention doesn't fit, but that's what they're calling her Bayside Borscht, right? 'Cause it's a disgusting food, but she is tasty.
Made his fortune exploiting a hole in the software industry by building a monopoly. And once we piece this story together, everything else starts to make sense about who Bill Gates really is. As when we say monopoly, we're not joking around. When Bill Gates first took over operating systems, he secured over 80% of the market share by the late 80s. Then he
bought it. He bought Windows, by the way. He bought the operating system that is Windows today. He didn't really invent anything. He bought it. It was already up and running, and then he bought it because he's not like a made from, I'm a self-made man. No, he's not, dude. They had plenty of money. I think his dad was like a very successful lawyer or something like that. Still is. I think he's still alive. Probably old as dick.
Used that control to muscle out the rest of the competition, packaging their 1990 OS with Microsoft Word and Excel. With this unfair advantage, they then used their own developers to make something no one else could, the most compatible software ever. By doing this, Bill Gates was able to achieve a fantasy of his, becoming one of the most powerful men in the entire world, having
It's everybody's fantasy. It's my fantasy. I want to do that. I want to be the most powerful. It's a fantasy for all of us, okay? But a fleeting fantasy because it's just like, that's not even realistic. That's not even realistic. And he is not, by a long shot, the most powerful man in the world. And I'm not saying like Elon Musk is. I'm saying like Rothschild's bankers are, right? Like fucking high up Illuminati rich people that are so wealthy, you've never even heard of them. Those are the real people, right? The people who own like every bank in the world. Those are the people. This guy is not anywhere near that. He's got a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But like, no, it's not the royal family. It's none of that. Way higher.
Complete control of technology.
Trillionaires.
Throughout the 90s, and soon enough becoming the world's richest man. This gave him contacts.
All of today's billionaire F slurs were yesterday's rich kid failures. I mean, yeah, it's kind of true. It's not even kind of true. That's like fucking on the money true. That is definitely on the money true. This guy was like so sick of being stuffed into lockers. He like organized Columbine so there wouldn't be lockers in high school anymore. Just because he got PTSD when he go and pick up chicks, you know? I get it.
High society. Access to people you would never have heard of. The very people who actually pull the strings in the world. But because his rise was so rapid and so quick, he quickly became a target from the government, who decided that his monopoly had become too powerful.
Government. Say it right. Government. Mint. Like a mint.
Powerful, but they soon would quickly realize that they couldn't stop him even if they wanted to. If Bill ended up sitting in front of a table of enemies rather than friends at his Senate...
I'm sorry. The government stopped Al Capone. They made up laws to stop Al Capone. They could not catch Al Capone on doing anything illegal. They knew he was, and he absolutely was. But they're all like, we're just going to make something up and say you did it, and we're going to put you in jail for that. The government can absolutely stop Bill Gates. It would be no issue. It would be not even it wouldn't be a rough Sunday.
Then that might break up his entire empire. Billions of dollars, his childhood dreams, his need for power, and cementing his legacy as the next Rockefeller were all hanging in the balance. But Bill Gates is many things.
I know, the CIA, right? What is the CIA? The CIA overthrows governments, right? They set up banana republics in like Central America all the time. That's their bread and butter. When they took over Venezuela, they just flew in with helicopters, right? And for some reason, every guard there, like hundreds of well-armed Marine, like Army-trained people, they just fell over in pain. No one got shot. A couple people got shot. But like everybody there just mysteriously had to shit their pants all of a sudden. What was that about? Huh? And then the Marines just walk in, grab the dude, and then fly off in a helicopter. Nothing happened. Oh, the government could do nothing to stop Bill Gates. Really? Really? Have they tried using like sonic warfare? Using one of those LRADs, just melt his guts, make him poop his pants until he can't stand anymore and just puts a gun in his mouth. Just puts a gun in his mouth. No, they didn't do that. They're in cahoots. They're obviously in cahoots. You know how much data goes through like the Windows and all those fucking operating systems right back to the government? They're not trying to stop him. He's just another data collector. Just like the rest of them.
He had a trick up his sleeve to get in the good books with the right people, and that was with philanthropy. You see, in 1994, Bill Gates was realizing his public perception was looking terrible. As he rose up with more and more power and control over the world, his billionaire status wasn't seen favorably by most. So if you...
Because he's skulking. He's a skulking, creepy weirdo. Yes. He seems like that. He seems like that kind of dude.
You're the world's richest man, one of the most powerful men in the world. What can you do to make people like you, so that people don't go investigating your personal private life?
See, that's the issue, right? I have to make people like me so they don't look any further. Well, then they're not going to like you, dude. Right? It's just... like, okay, I have to be like so people don't look deeper into my crimes. Well, maybe you shouldn't do crimes. If like you think about that, You're worried about people not liking you, but then you go around and commit these heinous crimes against humanity. Stop that. That is a starter. That's a starter, right? And then, I don't know, maybe pass out bagels and coffee on Fridays? But you gotta stop with the crimes against humanity right now. Right now. As a starter, right? That is the soup and salad of this meal, okay? That's the apps. Start with that. Quit raping kids, bro.
Well, that would be through founding a charity. So he created his first, called the William H. Gates Foundation, after his father.
I got it. I'll start a foundation.
He used it to funnel parts of his vast fortune into philanthropy. They were tiny compared to his net worth, but still more than enough for his needs. Meanwhile, he openly defied a 1995 ruling by the Department.
Here's what I'm going to do. If I become super rich, I'm going to start a foundation, the Sulk Foundation, where I go around Africa shutting down wells that other asshole billionaires have set up. I'm going to go around and plug them, right? I know they're all shut down, basically, because, like, after a year of them operating, they break, and then nobody there knows how to fix it, and then nobody really wants to. But I'm just going to go ahead and cover that hole. I'm just going to go ahead and plug that well. It's going to take a lot. It's reverse anthro... What was the word? Whatever. It's the reverse of that. Some people might call that evil. Okay.
Department of Justice to relinquish his new monopoly on internet browsers. But Gates knew that he could get away with this if he played his cards right, especially if he could use the charity card to his advantage, and looked like he was just doing all of this work to give back to the people. Now, at first, he didn't need to save the world.
Why is it always Africans? Why is it always Africans? Why is it always Africans? You always like, okay, these billionaire philanthropists are like, what? They're like, I'm gonna build wells in Africa. Why? Why would you do that? You know how many wells are in Africa? You know how many like beans and like rice we drop on them? And then you just get more Africans that are equally as starving? I know they're testing something on them. I know they're exploding their population so they can ship them to the United States and Europe and England and Ireland and South Africa and shit like that. I know that's exactly what they're doing. But they're also testing bioweapons on these people. Testing like inhumane experiments like, let's see how long it takes for this village to starve to death. Okay, about a month. We kind of knew that from the get-go, but it was fun to watch. You can't help Americans. You can't help them. You know, there's a lot of Americans out. You can't build like, I don't know, 100,000 houses for people in America. That'd be nice. Just like give them out. Just give them out to people. That would be Americans, you know, people who live here. The country that you like live in. That you are a citizen of. Nope, let's take it to fucking Africa, where they already have 2 billion people and have 7 million births a year or something crazy like that. And then let's just keep pumping resources. They got to fix it at some point. Eventually, they're going to civilize. No, they will not, dude. They're going to, once the food runs out, once the free meal runs out, they will start butchering and eating each other. We have already seen this happen. You ever see Hotel Rwanda? You ever see the cannibal overlords of Uganda or whatever bullshit that is? They do that. They eat each other. Not even for necessity. A lot of times it's just for fun. Because they think they're going to gain power or something like that, dude. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. You're causing all this. You're causing all of this.
Lead the hungry children of Africa to influence the right people. Instead, Gates started small and close to home. Coincidentally or not, it was also a world which most of the Senate came from, the elite education system. He knew that this would not only help his public perception by looking like he was giving all of this money back to the people of his country, but he also knew he'd get the right connections by targeting the right people, which is why the William H. Gates Foundation's first work focused on scholarships.
I prefer William H. Macy. He's a much better actor.
entry programs and grants and donations to colleges. One 1998 donation of $20 million to Duke University created a program to fast-track high-performing students into the world of the elites. It was just one of many, and for the first few years this was
Gates wants farmland because he liked the movie Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore. No, he didn't. Nobody did. Nobody liked that. Nobody liked that movie. And he should have liked Biodome. That would have been cooler if he was like, I'm going to build a giant biodome. I'd be like, okay, that's cooler. That's cooler. Look, I mean, the whole farmland thing, I know you're doing it for evil. For evil. Right? He does this because this is a herpes. He's got herpes. It's coming in right there. He's got the herpes. Yeah, no, I'm 100% positive. You're trying to monopolize the food supply. This is a huge problem too, because like 3 companies own almost all the farmland in the United States. That's an issue. We need to undo that. We need to really Monsanto owns the crops that every farmer has to plant because you have genetically modified corn in your field, so it belongs to us. You have to pay us or shut down. So they own everything. And you can't farm your own seeds. You can't heirloom seeds anymore. For whatever fucking reason. I'm not a lawyer, but it seems like a stupid profession.
It was pretty much the only thing that the Gates Foundations even did. And we can see the reasons behind this strategy very clearly in hindsight.
6 kitty companies control everything. I shouldn't say that, or else I'm going to take a dive off my high-rise in Los Angeles.
Education was where so many politicians...
I shouldn't, because that's what happens, right? You say 6 kitty companies, and then you're just like, whoa! Come on.
Politicians come from, where they had built their connections and their base of power. You can be sure that they still all talked to their old friends at the colleges, and that
Freeside says, I want to build a real-life biodome, then buy Pauly Shore and make him live in it. I want to build a real-life biodome and then bury Pauly Shore in the concrete. The foundation, the concrete foundation. Deep. I mean, he's already down there, right? No one remembers Pauly Shore. I mean, they do, but they're like, you remember that one 90s movie? Yeah, Pauly Shore, the Weasel. Where he's just Pauly Shore in every fucking movie. The man is not talented, right? We get it, your mother owns the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, but that doesn't mean you get to be in a bunch of movies where you're not funny, you're just Pauly Shore. And then, okay, God, ugh.
they all kept an eye on the top of the education system. The move also played into Gates' direct interests, giving him direct access and making the top students in the country feel indebted to him and his company. By the mid-90s, people were beginning to understand that the internet was the future. It was like the AI craze today, but actually real and useful. People also understood...
Oh, burn on AI. What do you guys think about AI? I think it's a bubble. It could be. I mean, I would make... it's probably a bubble. Like, for real. It probably is a bubble, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be useful. Like, the internet was a bubble. You guys remember 2001, the whole .bomb fiasco? Where a bunch of, like, pets.com, a bunch of people started pouring money into these weird fucking domain sites, and then they're all like, we're going to be rich and stuff, and then it all popped, and then it fizzled out. And then a few years later... So like 7 or 8 years later, then it actually became like a real utility. But it's probably the same thing. I don't think it's going to take 7 or 8 years for it to become a real utility, but it's probably a bubble that the entire U.S. economy is relying on. And it's going to pop, and it's going to be bad. 2008 is a fucking sniffle compared to how bad it's going to be. And it's probably going to happen soon, right? So you think shit sucks now? Get ready. It's going to suck a lot more. I can tell there's no donos. So it must suck out there. It must suck real bad.
understood that Bill, Microsoft, and their monopoly were perfectly situated to add it to their empire. In this interview from 1996, he barely even bothered to defend it, or even push back on the accusation that he had almost complete control of the industry.
Quoted, I think, someone as saying that Microsoft will be the most powerful company in the history of business enterprise in the 21st century, or certainly the most powerful company in a long time. Do you see that?
No, I really don't. We're a company that...
No. What about like the East India Company? Right? That British company from the 1800s that like controlled like everything because of tea. They love their tea. Yeah, no way. Not even close. What are you talking about? This guy? No.
That makes tools. And, you know, Windows,
You're a tool. Got him. Got him. Got him.
Tool.
What's the market share of Microsoft operating systems?
Oh, it's a little hard to measure because it always depends on if you include piracy or what types of systems. But it's certainly in the 70, 80, 90% range.
Pretty good market share, I'd
number.
say.
Right. We're just a software supplier, but we're hoping to
I know you don't make the computer, but you want your software to run those.
If people want to buy it to do those things, we're going to try and make it so easy to use that they find that a great decision.
So much better position than everybody else, and you know it. Your company probably today is better positioned to do what it wants to do and realize its dreams than it's ever been at any time in its history. Better positioned.
Of course, Bill knew this as well. He was already 3 steps ahead, ensuring he had the right
Why does he look like a lesbian? He looks like a lesbian.
connections and had put the money in the right
Is that just how people looked in the 90s?
pockets. So when Gates finally had his Senate hearing, his net worth had risen from around $10 billion to over $46 billion in just 3 years. Articles at the time seemed hopeful that they might see him brought down a peg or two, but nobody really knew if
I like Pauly Shore's in the Army now. I kind of like Encino Man. I thought Encino Man was a fun movie. Maybe that was Brendan Fraser. Yeah, I think that's... But, like, Son-in-Law was garbage. Son-in-Law was hot garbage.
the government had the power to deal with the new richest man in the world. At this point though, Bill was already beginning to indulge in a different side of his life. One that must have been far more interesting than his monopoly problems and potentially more dangerous to his reputation. You see, Bill Gates was a nerdy guy when he was young. He clearly wasn't your classical ladies man, and he'd pretty much sacrificed everything for business. Throughout, he really stuck with just one woman, the woman he'd built his empire with. He'd been married to Melinda Gates since 1994, but their relationship began in the workplace all the way back in 1987. Melinda had been hired as an engineer at Microsoft where she met Bill, her boss. The two then started an ethically dubious relationship, one that certainly wouldn't be seen as okay by today's standards. But at the time, they were happy and there was little resistance to this. And once they were married...
Nosdog says, wait, what? I've never seen Bill Gates and Goofy Boots in the same room. I've never seen Goofy Boots and this guy in the same room. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. Wrong one. Here we go.
Married, they projected the image of a
Why do I look like Blind Mike? Because I told you about the fucking... You don't listen. You don't listen to me. You don't listen. I don't know why you come here, Dan.
Perfect, happy marriage.
Why do you come here, Dan?
It was all perfect for Bill's...
You just come here to interrupt. Is that what you do? You just come here to interrupt my show. I was on fire. Wasn't I, everybody else? Yes, thank you.
As the nice, wise, nerdy, rich guy. Then in the late 90s, when Bill Gates had to change his public image, Bill realized that he could use his marriage as the perfect front for a charity. And this is when they co-founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which turned their local charity work into a global business. Behind the scenes though, it was quite different, and Bill started to get up to the same tricks again. In 2000, Bill Gates became involved with yet another engineer at his company.
You don't tell me when you pop in. I tell you when I pop in, Dan. I tell you. I tell you when I pop in. I'm not there yet. Soon. Just relax. Almost.
who remains anonymous to this day. He was still the CEO at this point, but it didn't stop him from starting an affair which reportedly went on for years. And annoyingly, there's this real sense of arrogance with which Bill Gates carries himself. All the evidence...
Goofy's a stone cold killer. He's a bad shot. Right, Goofy?
That Will see paints a picture of a man who...
He's here. Everyone shut up. Shh. Okay, shh. Hey, Goof, how you been, buddy?
was often forward with other women, despite his perfect, happy marriage front, and who might have actually been pursuing affairs for years. In a later interview from 2022, when everything started unraveling, his apologies just ring very hollow.
Did that happen? Were you unfaithful in your marriage? Is that one of the reasons there was a divorce?
I certainly made mistakes, and I take...
He got some borscht on his wiener. Some hot craquelage. And he got all hermit crabs. You fucked Russian hookers and got diseases and gave them to your wife, you scumbag. Mistakes is an understatement. That is an understatement. That is an understatement. Bro. You were committing crimes. Very serious crimes. And then you tried to like fix it by putting like Valtrex and penicillin in her oatmeal and shit like that. Which is so funny. Which you couldn't pay somebody else to do that? You couldn't pay somebody else to do that? You're worth like $250 billion. And you cheap, oh my God, you fucking idiot.
Take responsibility.
Look, rich people, I don't like, maybe some people will say this, maybe other people don't. Rich people are not fucking smarter than normal people. Like, some of them, maybe. But most of them, they're just normal fucking people. They do stupid fucking shit too. This dude did a bunch of stupid shit. Just because he scammed his way into billions of dollars, which admittedly, bravo on doing that, but you did scam your way up there. Don't act like you're a fucking genius. You're still a fucking idiot. That was a very stupid, and the way you went about it was very stupid. Like, that was just, like, you can't fucking wear a goddamn rubber. At least.
I don't think delving into the particulars at this point is constructive.
I'm wearing the sunglasses. I told you I was going to rock the sunglasses. If you were around on my last show, which apparently you don't pay attention, I said I'm going to start rocking the sunglasses. This is a testing phase, and I actually kind of like them. It takes a lot. I don't know why. It's maybe a psychological thing. I'm not trying to look cool, because I know you guys will never see me as cool. But I like them so far. It might be a regular thing. I'm just saying. It looks stupid. Knobs Dog, I don't know what you look like. So I don't know. Maybe you look really cool. I don't know. I would doubt that, but maybe it is true.
But yes, I caused pain. And I feel terrible about that.
Yes, he takes responsibility, but he also doesn't want to talk about any of the things he did specifically. Then later, they ask him about Epstein, and he says this.
Why did you continue to meet with him when you...
I don't know these people you guys are referencing. Who's Timmy No Brakes?
Met him, he was already...
He looks like a cyclist. Burn. Knobs Dog. Cheddar said you look like a cyclist. Gay?
A convicted sex offender, and do you regret that?
She says both of you do. Oh, okay.
Certainly made a huge mistake.
I got it too. I got burned right back.
Not only meeting him in the first place.
Fair is fair.
I met with him a number of times.
I gotta watch Timmy No Brakes now. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what that is.
Gates is using charity to justify what he did and the company he kept. He could have found some way of applying the same logic to his affairs, and you can be sure he would have done that as well. Of course, people at Microsoft knew all about these claims and who Bill really was. Everyone knew his power, and his company's power was getting out of control as well. But nobody has ever wanted to rock the boat and expose him. One, his image in the public consciousness was seemingly insurmountable, and two, he was also one of the most powerful men in America. He was someone who had opinion pieces in the biggest newspapers talking about the massive amounts of money he was giving away. Gates and his foundation...
Navzog says, I mean, I am built like a cyclist. You're built like a cycle. Like a bicycle. You get ridden by gay dudes is what I'm trying to say. It was the long and short of it. Fuck you, Knob. Eat a dick.
One like the other charities at the time, though. Gates was...
Eat so many dicks, dude. Eat like a wheelbarrow full of dicks. Eat so many dicks, bro. Eat all the dicks. All right? Just act like you're at Olive Garden and the dicks are breadsticks and just go to town.
Specific kind of charity now known...
All of them. Don't break them first. Fucking lick off the butter and then put it down. Pick up another one. Lick off the butter and just do that until you can't even open your mouth.
As philanthrocapitalism. As an ideology, it combines charity with economics and business strategy. Traditional charity focused on immediate solutions, give food to the hungry, water to the thirsty, and jobs to the poor. But as the century turned, this kind of charity was losing funding. Then when the War on Terror began...
Knobs, shut the fuck up, dude. You're getting so gay in my chat. Shut the fuck up, okay? For your own good. All right, for your own good, dude.
Western governments bankrolling things suddenly tightened their purse strings. So in came Gates and other philanthrocapitalists.
This isn't like a missed connections classified, all right? I'm tall and thin like a swimmer, runner, and cyclist. Dude, go to your fucking Tinder profile, all right? That's not for here. That is not for here. That is, really, bro. Don't come to my chat with that. Don't come here with that. Please.
To fill the gap. But instead of following the traditional methods, they wanted to run things differently, like a company. They began taking direct control of investments rather than giving out aid, focusing on data collection and reshaping overall policies at the government level.
Quit selling
With their grip on the money, they would control...
Yes, he's just selling it. He's pitching on my show. Nobody wants what you're selling, bro.
Who got the funds and how they were used, which effectively put them in control of their partners abroad, allowing them to subtly change the directions of their...
Knob says, you just told me to eat dicks. LOL, you're projecting you're gay. I'm just trying to get you to follow your dreams and do what you're good at, buddy. That's why I'm here.
Policies with the implicit threat of turning off the flow of aid money, which so many people now relied on to live. Meanwhile, this idea of performative charity became the
Tejas says you need more penis in your diet. You're low on vitamin P.
Gates' manifesto. He talked about it whenever he could. In 2007, Gates was invited to address Harvard at one of their student events, and his speech laid out the framework that he would rely on for the next 20 years.
We can make market forces work better for the poor if we can develop...
Screw the poor. I hate them.
A more creative capitalist.
I say this a lot, and I will stand by that. When I get in my politics, when I get in my political career, I think I'm running for school board this year, and I will be running on the platform of hating the poor and the homeless. I'm going to salt the benches, maybe tax or something like that, and I'm going to hunt them openly in the street.
Listen. If we can find approaches that meet the needs of the poor in ways that generate profits for business and votes for politicians, we will have found a sustainable way to reduce inequity in the world.
Gates lays
I feel like the natural follow-up to saying I'm built like a cyclist is to point out which truck stop restroom you hang out at. Knob? Farmer here has a good point. If you're selling it, you got to tell people where they can make their purchase, right? Which stall? Which truck stop men's room? Is your hole drilling gun? Well, what is a drill? Is it a DeWalt or is it a Ryobi? Is it a little bit more casual, or do you like go with like a Milwaukee because you really got a lot of drilling to do? He's going across the country drilling glory holes. He's gonna get what is that thing when your jaw like locks? He got that.
It out here plain and simple. His goal was to treat charity like capitalism and use that influence to pressure governments.
Truck stop glory holes. I just imagine Knobs Dog with a little sign above his glory hole with like a backwards letter and stuff like that. Knobs glory hole. And the R is backwards and stuff. And it's all like wooden and cute and stuff. And then it's just duct tape. And his fucking... That's just him. It takes all comers.
Accomplished this with his network of elites. Elites like
TMJ, thank you, Knob. He's familiar.
The former president of Harvard has recently been forced to resign due to his own
yeah, he's got really bad TMJ
links with Epstein.
Knob, I know, like, I get you knew that, but you should not have answered.
Former Harvard president Larry Summers
it's just another piece of evidence.
Will resign from his academic and faculty roles at the university at the end of the academic year. This is all over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein.
He later admitted slightly more of the truth, but only things the evidence had all but confirmed already. Quote, I did have affairs, one with a Russian bridge player who met me at bridge events.
A bridge player? Bridge? What is bridge? What is bridge? Is it like, I feel like that is something an old lady would play. Is bridge something an old lady would play? Are you fucking old Russian ladies? Like babushkas? Are you beating babushka cheeks? Bill. Not only that, infected babushka cheeks.
And one with a Russian nuclear physicist who I met through business activities, he reportedly said to colleagues. Because there's only so much you can do as a billionaire. You can buy all of the things in the world and influence the economy, but you can't fully control the government. But with
my grandma plays bridge with me. Hot. That's hot background noise.
Charity, you can become more powerful than often even
What the fuck, dude? Just say you was a hooker. Please. Oh, I met her at a bridge playing tournament. Shut up, Bill. That's all I'm just going to shut up. Shut up. Bill is the new Knobs Dog. Bill Gates is the new Knobs Dog. Cuz you just like, dude, shut the fuck up. You absolute retard. That's what I feel about Bill Gates. I know it's a little harsh. Right? And he probably doesn't have the head game that Knobs Dog has got going on, but I feel like there's a similar vibe, you know?
Presidents. Of course, he said this was all just for making people's lives better. But how much better does the world really seem a few decades under the shadowy rule of the billionaire class? Doesn't it feel like things have actually gotten a whole lot worse in nearly every way for regular people? It hasn't always been beneficial for the voiceless people that Gates says he champions either. Despite billions of dollars in investments and their programs for African farmers to use Gates Foundation sponsored GMO seeds and crops, the results are...
Background by bridge player, they mean one of friendship, the devil's three-way. I was thinking that. I was thinking as more of an Eiffel Tower situation, right? Where they're holding hands and then like, yeah, it's like a suspension bridge, Eiffel Tower. I don't know, but with who? Like Bill Clinton? Is it a battle of the Bills? You know, with like they're trying to touch penises inside of a Russian hooker. Right. You really gotta push. Next time we'll get a midget.
Pretty terrible. Not only does this come across like Bill Gates is trying to neo-colonialize...
Next time you get a midget, they're real small, it's more likely to touch peenies. You know. Then we're going to be brothers.
Africa. But it's a pretty worrying precedent for what was to come. You see, most of the world has gotten far better at farming, technology has improved, and we're just more efficient. But agricultural production in Africa, where Gates puts most of his focus, has actually dropped by 10% between the mid-20th century and the early 2000s. Critics claim this is because Gates and other philanthrocapitalists sponsored people to farm single crops for the export market. These kinds of farms are weaker than varied ones. They're heavily dependent on volatile global markets for their chosen crop, and they're much worse when it comes to feeding people. The benefits to Gates, though, are obvious. He gets to influence public policy around the world, and he gets to write it all off and pay less tax, effectively meaning that taxpayers are subsidizing all of this. But
Hold on, you're telling me a billionaire is dodging taxes? I don't believe you. I don't believe it. Do you guys believe that? I don't believe that. Nope, I don't believe that. Dude, okay, the joke is over. Boomers dodge taxes. That is a boomer sport, to see how much taxes you can dodge. It is amazing how many, because like they're old, right? You're 60 years old. You know a lot of tricks about not paying taxes. Like, younger people don't know all the tricks to not paying taxes. And also they get like tax attorneys and like accountants and shit like that. They all dust it off. But they find it elating to how bad they screwed the government over it. And I'm okay. I'm a little bit torn on this. One, yes, screw the government. Two, you were in charge of it, like installing all of these taxes. Your entire generation voted for all of these taxes, like brought them all in, and now you're all fucking scamming them? Like, what the fuck? There are taxes. That's what you're trying to say. It's for us to do. So fuck you, right? On one hand, pretty funny. On the other hand, fuck you, bro. You're never going to explain this to them. They don't get it.
The best part of this kind of charity work is the publicity it gives him. A steady stream of newspaper reports and TV spots about his charity work legitimized his place at the top, and made it that much harder for his alleged victims.
Taxes, drafts, gay accusations, the elite people dodge it all. I know. Like, what's with Kevin Spacey? He's like, oh, sir, you've been found out for having sex with a young boy. And then he's all like, okay, fine, I'll admit it, I'm gay. Yeah, that's not the problem. It's like, what? Did you not? Young boy, I said. Not young, not like grown-ass men. No, like a kid, dude. You know, he's like, yeah, I'm gay. No, Kevin. No. And then he's just like, okay, well, it all disappeared and now I'm still getting roles. So everyone's like, what the fuck happened? What happened here? Oh, again? See, this is why people are getting pissed. Me included. Me absolutely included. Right? All this shit goes on, and then you know, there's a hullabaloo for maybe a month. And then it all kind of just goes away. They flood the media with like aliens or some other stupid bullshit. Ariana Grande's birthday, or or her fucking half-black baby. Well, that one's not up yet, but it will happen. It's just all distraction. And the fucking most disappointing part is so many people just eat it up. It's just like so disappointing. It's so disappointing. But I think people are actually coming to terms with like, we're kind of slaves now. We're kind of fucked. And when you start to accept that, when you start to be like, we're kind of fucked in this situation, it doesn't matter what they do. We're still fucked, right? We can't even say things, or else the police will bust down my door and drag me off to some weird place where I'm going to get ass raped by some Muslim guy. Not for them, though. Not for them. They're the ones doing the blasting. Right? To innocent kids and shit. I think the tide be turning, though. I do. I have optimism. It'll get bad, but I think it's going to get better. optimistic sulk. That's really hard to say. Probably because it's nonsense. Optimistic sulk. Doesn't roll off the tongue either.
To speak out. People who would appear in the Epstein files years later, standing arm in arm with Bill Gates and with their faces blacked out to protect their identities.
This Freeside says, John thinks boomers voting made an impact. John thinks voting matters. I don't think us voting matters. I think when the boomers did vote, when they voted all these policies in, like back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, yeah, I think that mattered. Now voting doesn't matter for us at all. I mean, obviously, when they voted, they had to vote within their certain confines that the bankers found acceptable, right? We all play the game. But now it doesn't even fucking matter. Now they're just like, we're going to pick the next guy. That's it. And honestly, I think voting is fucking retarded. You know how many people I've met? And I haven't even met everybody. But you know how many of those people are stupid? A lot of them. A whole lot of them. Oh my God. Like a lot of them. And like even the smarter ones, they kind of just reduce themselves to like the dumbest of the group, right? There's a group dynamic. And the smarter ones, they're humans. They want to be accepted, right? And so they're like, okay, I'm just going to be dumb too. I'm going to dumb down a little bit here. So I'd be accepted and not be ostracized. I don't want to be a fucking pariah. Completely understandable. But that just means everyone's fucking stupid now. That means any of the smart ones are just fucking ducking their heads down. They're just, I fucking see you. I see you down there. Ducking their heads down. There's some other guy just eating a glue stick. See what? Ducking behind him.
This was also a strategy that a different billionaire philanthropist used to cultivate an image. When he was alive and active in high society, Jeffrey Epstein used his charity as a shield and a way to justify his lifestyle, while also using it to network, connect with the most powerful people in high society, and likely manipulating them for compromise. In reality, we now know that his charity barely gave any actual money to needy causes compared to his vast wealth. In 18 years, they only donated under $70 million to charity compared to his much faster fortune. Charity was purely a way of buying leverage and influence over the most powerful people.
Really? 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 I don't know that obviously. No shit.
But on paper, it looked much larger. There's even evidence that Epstein edited his own Wikipedia pages to add much larger figures.
Don't trust Wikipedia. Wikipedia is run by the same people who run Reddit. They're all just fucking fat shit lib fucking losers, dude. Don't trust that shit. Never donate. Never donate. Ever.
One 2013 edit claimed he donated $184 million more than he actually had. The account...
All your donations will go to like fucking Funko Pop dolls and I don't know, replica lightsabers and shit.
That made this edit has the same username.
Some replica lightsabers can be pretty cool. That's not the fucking argument here. That's not my argument, all right? Fine. Gender transition, I don't know, hole gapers and lube. Gaping lube. You want that? You want to be donating for gaping lube? Big old football-sized gapers that they just jam up there and they scream out in pain as they get shredded from the inside out. Is that what you want to donate for? I didn't think so.
He had claimed in his earlier court documents. By this point, Epstein and Gates had both been active in the charity world for years.
I hate the things I say on this show. You should too.
Both realizing its lucrative potential. It was also how Epstein first met Bill in 2011. This was just 3 years after Epstein had been convicted for procuring a child.
Knobsock says never donate to John. Got it. Knobsock, why do you fucking always pull focus? Why do you always fucking pull focus?
As a prostitute, and Bill had been warned about his inappropriate behavior at work.
The show's not about you, Mr. Knob. It's not about you at all.
The New York Times alleges that, based on numerous documents from both the Epstein files...
I know you want there to be like a weird will they, won't they thing between us. Won't they? Won't. Won't.
And the Gates Foundation, they all visited Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. On one occasion, he stayed late into the night and...
I'm this close to fucking banning you.
Remarked in emails to colleagues that his lifestyle is very different and kind of intriguing, although it would not work for me. Although it was later revealed that there was a framed $1 bill signed with a handwritten note.
You do believe the things you say on the show, so do you really hate them that much? Well, I hate how I have to say them.
From Bill Gates on display in Epstein's townhouse, saying, quote, "I was wrong." Later on, a spokesperson for Gates said that the quote about it not working for me was actually just referring to the decor. But in an email from the time, he said, quote, "A very attractive Swedish woman and her daughter dropped by, and I ended up staying there quite late." It doesn't...
He banged the daughter.
Sound like he was only admiring the curtains and the armchairs when he visited, and it seemed to contradict this interview he gave in 2026.
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. You know, I never went to the island. I never met any women.
I think you're a liar.
And so, you know, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be.
That you're a liar.
That although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that
liar
kind of behavior.
And also...
You lying sack of shit.
So why was there this $1 bill signed personally by him in Epstein's mansion? He also did in fact meet women. We have photo evidence in the Epstein files that he did. Whether or not he did any more than meet them...
Imagine giving your daughter to this dork. Dude, there's some fucked up parents out there. There's fucked up people, and then they become parents. And then they're like, I'm going to sell my kid. Like, stage moms are a perfect example of this. Like, I mean, you can see it in, like, what are those fucking pageant, where they, like, pageant? But stage moms, like, there are women that will take, and I say specifically women, that will take their daughters to these weird pedophile fucking pool parties in Hollywood and then parade them around in bikinis in front of these fucking middle-aged producers, like, so they get picked so they can become rich, so then the parents can become rich. And it's just like, that's disgusting. That fucking person, that little kid fucking trusts you implicitly more than anything in the world, and you're just fucking pimping them out? That is gross. It is common, though. I mean, it's a lot more common than I would want it to be. That's for goddamn sure. But it, like, dude, there's a lot of them out there. Just like, oh, you need to get money, get money. So many fucking disgusting people.
It's still an allegation rather than a fact, but we know he was there. The photos show Gates standing close to two women.
You can end it there. There are women. Period.
Both of which have...
You know the rest. They got a whole history.
Their faces blacked out, and according to the FBI, all of
the foot-shaped pool. The foot-shaped pool is not a real thing. Is it real? Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing? Is that like a Dan Schneider real fucking thing? Please don't tell me that's a real thing. A foot-shaped pool where he's like coming in the toes. Ugh. I would believe that fat turd Dan Schneider.
Files have been made to protect the identities of the victims, so it leaves it all up in the air. Were these people victims, and was it Bill Gates who was the victimizer? Gates and Epstein also had intimate business connections. They were both linked by JP Morgan. In 2011, Gates was...
Prostitutes. Yeah, I remember hearing that term years ago. But when I heard it, it was more... aimed at young girls who dress promiscuously. Thank you. Not literal being pimped out by their fucking stage mom, which is sad, right? I mean, like, young girls, I mean, like, a 10-year-old that, like, dresses in certain ways is obviously completely wrong and shit like that, right? But it's like... It is on a different level from being pimped out to fucking some powerful producer in Hollywood so you can get money. That's different. That's different. I don't, and look, the whole prostitots thing is like just a sign of the sickness of society and how we're all going downhill and all that bullshit. And I guess my whole fucking show is about that. So let's move on. Can we move on?
In the process of creating an investment fund with them to assist in his vaccine rollout across the developing.
I'm not Marsh. I do have 3 cats. And the sunglasses thing. And I'm kind of cantankerous. Shut up.
Another way he increased his soft power. Epstein, meanwhile, often brought them wealthy clients while also banking part of his immense fortune with them. The most shocking revelations, though,
the sunglasses aren't a bit. I have to explain this time and time again. Look, I think it was Bhutan who told me to wear sunglasses last time. I felt pretty comfortable, so I'm like, maybe I'm going to do this. Maybe this is a thing. I know a lot of podcasters do this. I never really understood why. I put on the glasses, and it actually does make me feel more comfortable. It takes a little bit less energy, and you guys may not believe this, but doing this show takes a lot of energy. You like not having dead air for 2 hours, constantly having to come up with bits and fucking jokes, even though they might not all be gems. Don't fucking kill me, don't. But like, it takes a lot of mental power. And if you make a fucking joke, I swear to God, I'll ban you. Oh, I will ban you. Oh.
Which probably led Gates to cancel his.
I'm not going to ban you. I'm sorry, God. I didn't mean that.
Recent public appearance and potentially much more
because I know you're going to make jokes and there's nothing I can do.
Damaging and could lead to a criminal investigation.
See, there you go. Tejas says, "Oh, this is a comedy show." Yes.
If proven correct. But remember, Bill Gates has literally spent a lifetime cultivating the kind of soft power.
Nobody's getting banned, Cheddar. Nobody's getting banned.
Insulates him from the kinds of consequences that regular people might get for their crimes. Since the forming of his foundation in the late 90s, Gates has always targeted the things that people need the most. Healthcare is what he'll always talk about, but farmland...
John is just not smoking Marsh. I'm vaping Marsh. Call me Vape Marsh.
Is another obsession of his, and he keeps that far more quiet, especially when it comes to his domestic holdings. With about 250,000 acres, an area that's nearly the same size as Hong Kong, Gates is the #1 private owner of farmland in the US. He can test out his GMO crops on this farmland, run his own experiments, and control a sizable portion of the agricultural industry, just by using a remarkably small portion of his overall wealth. Meanwhile, he's still making money with all of the leases. Really though, this is still all
Stop it, you guys.
About the image and access it gives him to.
You guys know I see the chat. I look at the chat. This isn't Daywave. All right, I sit here and I look at the chat, and I have discussions with you guys. This is not Daywave or the rest of those shows. You guys hurt my feelings.
Power. First, it gives him a legitimate reason to intervene or be consulted on major policy decisions when it comes to agriculture. Plus, owning land has always been the traditional source of power and respect in the world. It's the definition of a finite resource. One that.
How many different ways can you call me gay Mersh? SSA Mersh? Like what? Like.
Will always go up in value as more people are born. Gates made sure that he had reach in a wide array of government.
This isn't an abuse cult yet. It's not an abuse cult yet. Soon. Sure. Can you guys flagellate yourselves? Like, can you like, whip yourselves in the back and like, you can read transcripts from my show as if they were scripture and stuff like that and walk through town as you just have blood running down your back from like, a cat of nine tails. Can you do that for me? Please?
interests, especially in vaccines. This was the foundation's key interest in developing countries throughout the 2010s.
I don't live in Miami.
Pushing massive programs which administered vaccines across the developing world. Continually pushing this as their number one goal gave Bill Gates and his foundation
Hogdog says, no, we're here for the gay shit, John. I guess it is Knob's show.
Immense power within the wider
I guess it
healthcare
is.
world.
I guess it is Knob's show. Congratulations, Knobs dog, you cyclist. F-slur. God. Whew, you almost got me.
They're also the second biggest funder of the World Health Organization. The Gates Foundation decides what they do with the money they give them, and in 2018 to 2019, they gave over $500 million to the World Health Organization. When the pandemic happened, something that Gates had actually predicted years before in a TED Talk.
Predicted. Oh, he predict. Oh, did he? Oh, no way. No, dude. I mean, like, what is that? It would like piss on my feet and tell me it's raining. Shut up. I don't think he was like the main guy, but he was definitely one of the guys. There was a whole fucking. I can't go down this road. I can't go down this road. I can't. I just can't, dude. I know, because, like, the fucking people will come to my house and, like, fucking drag me off in some van or something like that. And, like, it'll be Knob. And he's like, I'm going to do gay things to you. And I'm like, God damn it. Not going down that road. Nope.
He immediately rushed to capitalize on this, giving interviews with an air of I told you so, while trying to legitimize his place as a world leader on the response.
It's the nightmare that we've been talking about for a long time. And sadly, although a few things like this coalition for vaccines, CEPI, were done.
Don't take anything from them. Don't take anything from them. Don't be that person. Don't be like, well, they gave me a free cheeseburger, so I was like, yeah, go ahead. They gave me fries. Imagine being one of those people. They gave you a fucking donut? You did it for a donut? You broke for a donut? A donut? It wasn't even like a job or like maybe something like, I don't know. I think one girl was like, one hooker was like passing out free BJs for, but a donut? You know, when a mouse gets caught by a mousetrap, it thinks the cheese is free. The cheese is not free.
After 2015, a very small percentage what we should have done, where we would have diagnostics very quickly, drugs very quickly, and a vaccine far more rapidly.
Meanwhile, he used his position
but it had chocolate frosting and sprinkles. Well, okay. Taking something completely untested and just forced on you and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Sprinkles, you say.
To gain even more power in governments across the world. All as a
free cheese and a challenge. Oh, you don't think I can beat this mousetrap? I bet you I can. It's not worth it. It's just cheese. It'll kill you. It'll fucking kill you. Yeah, but I'm pretty good. I'm super quick. No, you're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat it.
Completely undemocratic, unelected billionaire official, where he would pioneer government lockdowns and the complete erosion of freedom throughout the West for years.
Knobstock says, that was actually very insightful, John. I'm fucking shocked. Shut up!
In addition, this also gave him...
I know why you watch me. I know exactly why. Because I am insightful. And I'm hilarious. And I'm handsome. And there's a whole list of reasons.
Loads of meetings with world leaders, as well as almost unchecked power to decide where the vaccine rollout happened. And
you quit vaping THC today, rip vape. That's probably better for you. I stopped smoking weed years ago. It's just Not that I have like a huge problem with it. It's just like, I'm busy.
And who got the doses in the developing world. They also advised the US and other Western nations on their own responses. But in particular, he advised the US and all these other Western nations on the waves of lockdowns and various measures that governments took, effective or otherwise, all without any repercussions later on, even though in hindsight we know how catastrophic these actions really were. Meanwhile, the world's 10 richest men doubled their net worths over the course of the pandemic. This closeness to power gave something money couldn't for Bill Gates. It gave him yet more insulation against the chaos.
You vaped 1 gram cart every 48 hours for 3.5 years? That is a lot, dude. That is a lot. Well, I don't know. How much can I dust off a gram cart in? I wouldn't even know. Yeah, maybe 48 hours. I don't know.
Of his own dark...
The thing is, it's just too convenient, dude. Those little fucking pens... Those little Ripper pens and shit like that, you just go around baked all day long. You just go around baked. You're just like baked. You're just baked all day long. It's fun. It's fun. But it's just like, I don't know. You do you. You do you.
Private life. In 2019, the first Epstein allegation...
Sometimes I go through a G a day. How much do those things cost? Like $20 a cart or something like that?
Began to emerge about Gates. His private life began to fall apart, and his wife began divorce proceedings, but in the public eye, he was still untouchable. The idea that he could have too much power was to...
Freeside says, John says he's busy. That's hilarious. LMAO, maybe this is a comedy show. Look, Freeside, I'm sorry you got a fucking job that you have to go to, like fucking 100 hours a day and shit like that. And you come home to an empty house where you have to like heat up noodles or some shit. But like, yeah. I have things to do. There's a boat. I have to go to the beach. There's Disneyland. Got to play with my kids. And then there's so many video games. What do you want me to do? I have to go on vacation. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you.
Cried as a conspiracy theory.
You know, I do this every day. I'm here every fucking day. You think I'm just fucking sitting here jerking off? Almost never.
You were just seen as a crackpot for even talking out about this guy. He was still seen as one of...
Fuck you, background noise. He says, where's the jet ski, John? Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you, bro. Eat all the dicks. Eat so many dicks. Go over to Knob's Dog House. He's having a dick buffet. You're invited.
One of the most respected billionaires out there. His perfect image he'd spent decades working on had really done wonders. People were looking up to him as this wise elderly figure. But then that same year, small cracks began to emerge.
I do have a nice forearm, thank you.
Microsoft then learned of the affair he had started.
Oh, for my jerking off? Is that what you're trying to say? No, I'm super buff, dude. I was going to say, thanks for noticing I'm super, like, in shape.
Started in the year 2000. He had left the CEO position long ago, but it seems like this was the final push that got him off their board altogether. Although Gates does deny this himself. In 2021, the divorce then became public, and more Epstein details emerged, like the pictures of Gates with the woman and the evidence that he had once been a passenger on Epstein's private plane. It sounded a lot more than the charity dinners that Gates claims were their only...
Yeah, he was busting Bill Gates. Oh, god damn. Ew, nasty. Could you imagine having sex with Bill Gates? How unpleasant that would be. Ugh.
Contact.
You know, I had dinners with him. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction.
But most importantly, it brings us to the present and the most recent allegations made against Gates.
You were doing dabs? Prior to carts, I was doing dabs all day for 5 years. Dabs will wreck your shit, dude. Like a dabber? A good old dabadoo? Woof. A good big fucking binger? Oh my god, dude. That's a nap right there. You were just ripping dabs the whole time? I know people like that.
Details are key. In a set of unsent draft emails, Epstein writes an account of the dirty secrets behind their time together. He writes in the voice of the right-hand man of Bill Gates. Then he goes on to describe their activities. The details are key. In a
It would be fast. He strikes me as a premature ejaculator. Well, at least that would be like, something, right?
Of unsent draft emails.
I don't do dudes. Rateliff. I understand that, dude. But, whatever, bro. Okay, sorry.
Epstein writes an account of the dirty secrets behind their
You guys are impossible.
He writes in the voice of the
You guys are impossible.
Bill Gates. Then he goes on to describe...
I'm not actually saying imagine having sex with Bill Gates. I'm just saying, it must, in a figurative sense, having sex with Bill Gates must be extremely unpleasant. You really made me spell that out for you, Ray? Really?
Their activities. From helping Bill to get drugs in order to deal with the consequences of sex with Russian girls, to facilitating his illicit trysts with married women, to being asked to provide Adderall for bridge tournaments. Epstein often wrote messages...
These old biddies are popping addies for a bridge tournament? I didn't know the bridge circuit was hard like that. I don't know the bridge circuit was intense. Like there's some real competition amongst those old blue hairs. I want to see a documentary now where they're like, fucking slashing each other's tires and sabotaging so they can't get to the tournament or something or one gives one rat poisoning or something.
Just like this, perhaps to record potential blackmail and compromise material on his rich connections, although there was no evidence released alongside the email draft. Some of what he says though about the affairs at least and Bill's specific proclivities towards that can be corroborated. Numerous women have also described having to turn down Bill at various work and charity events after he made inappropriate
clumsy approaches. Yeah. Hi, you have nice boobs. I don't even know how. I'm a billionaire. That's all you have to say. Does it really have to be clumsy? Just walk up, be like, I'm a billionaire. And then she'll be like, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Let's go. How much of a challenge is it? I mean, he's still Bill Gates, right? He's still locker stuffing, right? This is what I've said this before. It's... At a certain point, it's not all about money, right? It's not all about money. Women like the full package, even if you're a billionaire, right? There's some sluts out there. Don't get me wrong. There's some sluts out there that'll be like, okay, yeah, he is a billionaire. So, and I do like things. Money. But a lot of chicks, most chicks, thankfully, will be like, you need to have some sort of riz, at least a small, a little bit amount of riz, right? Be somewhat attractive. Don't be Bill fucking Gates. There you go. So he walks up and he's like, first of all, he doesn't lead with I'm a billionaire. That's your first mistake, retard. That's a goddamn icebreaker if I've ever heard one. Because there's going to be follow-up questions. There is. There's going to be a lot of follow-up questions. Like, why? Where's your yacht? Let's go there. Now. That last one was not a question.
Advances. But this is all just speculation, though. Bill has thoroughly denied the accusations of...
John, okay, here comes a hot compliment. John, I would not call you super in shape. You're more like pleasantly athletic. I'm sure you have strength, but I doubt even you'd try to pass off whatever this is as something to aspire to. I'm sorry, what? I'm going to have to disagree with you. If I have to pop off my shirt and start flexing on this camera, I will.
Of course. Melinda Gates, on the other hand, seemed to wash her hands of it in this interview.
Don't make me, all right? Because I'll keep the cravat on. And it's going to look really gay.
Unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband.
John, what is your Discord? Is Dan Snot not on the Discord? Can somebody invite Dan Snot to the Discord, please?
Husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Because I ain't doing it.
Well, and I am so happy to be away from all the muck.
She was a part of that world for many decades.
Yes,
and
you are.
like other elites, she isn't going to say...
You're right there, stupid. I see you. You are on the Discord. I see you right there. I see your big dumb face right there. What are you saying? You're not on the... Look. Does that hidden use copy button? What the fuck? Does this work? Hold on. This might not work. Try that. If that doesn't work, then suck my dick.
Say anything of substance about her own personal experiences. In February of 2026, shortly after these allegations emerged, Gates cancelled an appearance at an AI summit, and it was the first step on his inevitable path of public disgrace, but is still light years away from any actual consequences. So far, despite the massive amounts of evidence of a wide-reaching conspiracy, we've only really seen one arrest in the fallout of the Epstein files. The scapegoat chosen was former Prince Andrew, and he's been the only elite to suffer any real penalties, and it isn't even related to trafficking at all. Instead, it's like a pathetic version of Al Capone getting locked away for tax evasion instead. It is...
If you watch the documentary where he gets busted by the government, Bill Gates cries like a baby.
It's hopefully, though, the first domino of many.
That's funny.
People at the top with the power to change things refuse to acknowledge the elephant in the room. The most likely outcome if the outrage continues is that we will continue to see these kinds of symbolic things. Elite perpetrators facing comparatively minor consequences without any true acknowledgement
this guy's still alive.
Of the actual crimes they allegedly committed. If the momentum continues, then people like Bill Gates might actually get investigated for once. But until then, though, we might just have...
Nope. Not until the entire structure falls. Not until everything fucking burns to ashes will he pay for his crimes.
To settle for them losing their reputation instead of...
And he'll probably say he's dead by then. You know, he's like, oh, I died, I'm dead and stuff, and live in this fucking bunker for the rest of his life. You know, he won't have all the accoutrement of living in such, you know, a billionaire lifestyle, but he'll still live fine. He'll be fine.
Of their freedom. It's still a massive loss.
Maybe live in fear the rest of his life, but...
for someone with almost unlimited wealth. As clearly, even with all the best PR team and all the money in the world, you simply can't buy your way back from that level of disgrace.
Oh, contraire. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to do a horror of Applebee's? Sure. Better not disappoint me, you fat turd.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on and sit down because today we're going to be talking about Applebee's. Also, do you notice something different about me, Nick?
Your hair?
You've gotten fatter.
Almost.
Your skin is glowing.
Colder.
Eyebrows. Your eyebrows look dead.
I have 2 eyebrows again, Nick. The unibrow sadly is gone. I was trying to see how thick I could possibly get it, but someone in my house, I'm not going to say who, woke me up with prying needles in hand. My earbrow's gone.
Well, it looks good.
Today, we're going to be talking about Applebee's. When it's time to hit the road and grab a bite to eat with the family, there's a lot of options to choose from. You can go to...
I was just checking mine. Do I have? Oh, that's bright. I've gotten so used to the sunglasses. It's not going to change now.
A cheap fast food establishment or maybe a sit-down restaurant for those who want a more elevated...
Denny's is greater than Applebee's? I mean, it really depends. Applebee's is more expensive than Denny's. It's not like Denny's is all that cheap anymore. Denny's is still expensive. It's just still shit food and terrible waitresses.
Experience, a more traditional experience, right? But between those two is a magical third option, a place that claims to offer that high-tier sit-down service while still serving food for budget-conscious customers. This is where Applebee's thrives. At one point, it even became a very well-known restaurant chain that could hold its own against the other heavy hitters in the industry. But like any long-standing restaurant in these turbulent times, there are heaps and hurdles and challenges. And today, we're going to talk about the controversies, crimes, and crazy stories that come out from one of the most well-known
Moons over my hammy.
American restaurant chains to ever.
I don't even know what a Norms is.
fucking exist. And I will say, we are doing this again because we, for people who don't know, we did a...
Am I seriously not going to get a single donation tonight? I think I got skunked last time, too. What's the deal? What's the deal lately?
Ranking of all of the sit-down chain restaurants, and Applebee's was dead last. It was dead last, and then there's been a lot of people that have been commenting, it was a bad location, Applebee's is better. And I wanted to figure out, is this a thing? Did we just go to a bad restaurant? Are we going to have to go back again and reassess to see, is it as bad as we actually thought?
Guess John is too good for a Grand Slam. That's IHOP. That's IHOP.
It was.
Are you Meat Canyon?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. She said that she took care of you guys last.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool. Right on.
So I know who you are.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, right on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
About the Bourbon Street chicken and
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Hope they didn't hear what we said.
But after doing more...
Freeside, you didn't have to. I wasn't trying to... Thank you, Freeside. 5 subscriptions, too. I appreciate that, Freeside. You didn't have to. I wasn't trying to, bully you into it, but thank you so much. I appreciate that.
For research, the amount of shit that has happened at Applebee's...
Everyone take a note from Freeside, the true cult member.
It's fascinating.
Even when times be tough, he can still tithe. He's still tithing. Hey, King of all pixels. There's 5. There you go. Despite your hatred of Denny's, here is money, you bastard. Grand Slam is Denny's. I worked there for 8 years. Is Grand Slam Denny's? I thought it was IHOP. Really? I don't go to either.
Applebee's.
I don't go to
we
either.
Need to go back, and then we also need to explain some of the odd stuff. It's an abnormal amount. I imagine that's everywhere, though. But
I could have sworn it was IHOP. I could have sworn it was IHOP.
Applebee's, for some reason, I don't know. It just has a certain twang to it, doesn't it?
You want to tell how we almost got hit by a car?
Yeah, we were on our way here after recording the Applebee's video, and we were like, let's go get Applebee's again to see how it holds up. And while we were driving here, this car almost plowed on the side of Nick. He was maybe going 80 and a 40. Coming down that road.
Don't give money to this fraud. Dan Snott's like, why? How am I a fraud? How am I defrauding you, Dan Snott? How am I defrauding you in any way? And ow, bro, I've helped you out before, have I not? Have I not? Dan? Dan?
Right? This guy, I'm not even joking, comes here, he got this close to
Just saying, bro.
Next car, boom, comes around here, goes around the front. He does
boots on for a 3. I'll take that. It's the glasses, those beady eyes darting around inside your head on the screen were hypnotizing people into donuts. Beady?
He does that, yeah. He did that, and then we're driving. He's talking to me.
Beady.
And I'm trying to process what's happening. And I look to my right, and there's a full apartment complex that just burnt down. And I was like,
Onslaught says John's the best part of Daywave. Thanks, buddy.
I
appreciate that. Never seen you before, but I appreciate it.
And then it's all accumulating to this. Yeah.
Applebee's is a franchise that has had many ups, my friends, many ups, and probably far too many downs.
Now I'm glasses, John. I'm Sulk over here. Well, no, I'm Sulk over there too, but still.
Was the family restaurant, one that sold medium tier food in an environment that made people feel like they were at home. Something supported.
King says, I agree. I enjoy John on Daywave quite a bit. Thank you. Even though you call me gay all the time. It's fine. I'll get over it.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
I can take it.
Yeah, it's good.
Not sexually, but figuratively. I can take the abuse. Again, not sexually. Figuratively.
I will say. You know,
I can figuratively take abuse in my ass. Figuratively.
Eating good in the neighborhood makes it feel like it's a family neighborhood establishment, right?
Thanks,
over to a small.
You guys don't have to gush over me right now, but I will accept it. I mean, if you're not going to donate, might as well.
All business. It's on levels. It isn't as good, but it's on levels of.
I don't ride my e-bike anymore. I ride my one wheel, and say what you will about the one wheel. I love that thing. That thing is so much fun. I rip all over town. I cruise around. I listen to tunes in my head. It's a lot of fun. Take it to the gym. take it around. It's a lot of fun. So much fun.
Can't out Pizza the Hut. I mean, arguably the greatest.
King of all pixels, a man, says, John is the hottest guy on Sulk Stream. King of all pixels, the man said that.
Food slogan of all time.
I like that.
And yet I'm the one that's called gay here. I'm not even doing anything.
Was it buy that chicken from Popeyes?
Love that chicken from Popeyes. One of the laziest slogans. Love that chicken from Popeyes. That's subliminal messaging terrorism is what that is. Because in your head, you're like, well, I did say I love it. You know, when you hear the thing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't f with it. They even theme their locations based on...
I have an e-bike. I don't even ride it. It's probably not even charged. It's sitting in my shed. I don't ride the e-bike. You guys want to see me ride the one wheel? I'm pretty good at it now. You guys did see me fall that one time, but that was when it was new. I'm a lot better now.
In the area they reside in, whether that's the local landmarks or college sports teams.
Hold on, let me look. I'm gonna tell you how many miles I have on my one wheel because I got this nifty app. By the way, I hate apps. I hate how everything is an app, and that everything is like, oh, download our app. No, I'm not gonna do that. I fucking hate your app. I hate your app, and I hate you for having an app. So, but this one is actually kind of necessary. Just show me my fucking board. Do I have to really turn on my board for you to show me the thing? I do. I actually have to turn on my board for it to be like, yeah, I'm here. Well, fuck that then. I'm not doing that.
Some of their food can even be altered to cater to those local cuisines, which I will say, once again, subliminal messaging terrorism.
I didn't say you were gay, King. I didn't say... He said, King of all clearly says, it's not gay. It's called being secure, you F-slur. Did I say you were gay, King? Did I say that? Did those words leave my mouth? No, they didn't, did they? So, you know, something you want to share besides your anus?
Applebee's like, yo, look, I love the team. This place
did not. I did not.
They're tricking you. It's all a little bit of a trickery. That's why I like going.
Hog dog. Never. Truer words have never been said.
Into these restaurants, and they need to be.
Says we're all F-slurs here. Shut up.
The 54th Street Grill, just
a big gang. We're just a big naked pile of it.
Clutter culture. I love that.
I'm not gaslighting. Stop disliking my stream. Lucas, you've been here enough. All right? You can give it a thumbs up.
Gloves up. You have posters of movies. As a child, it's amazing. It's the best game of I Spy you've ever played in your life, right? I don't know. There's something about Applebee's. It's just a little bit deceptive. I don't know. Applebee's focused heavily on...
Isn't their bar, like, way overpriced, too? The bar? Isn't it way overpriced?
Finding local, loyal customers who didn't want to break the bank to have a sit-down meal. They opened in 1980 and saw quick success, and by the year 2000, the revenue hit over $2 billion with around 1,000 locations. They eventually expanded into locations all across the globe. No way that works. This has to be an American thing.
Peppermint daisies.
Can you imagine going to Japan? There's a Japan Applebee's. There's no way. What would they have?
Japapplebee's.
To offer. Things continued to improve all the way up until around 2015 when they started to realize that
yes, all bars are like, yeah, right? All bars are overpriced. I mean, like, me and Jess used to like going to dive bars, and I mean, we don't do that anymore, but we had like a thing where we would like going to dive bars, like the shittiest dive bar you could possibly go to. And like, you can get cheap drinks there, but like, most bars are just ridiculous. Like, you want how much for a fucking gin and tonic? Fuck off. I still drink there. You know, I'm here, right? So, but you know.
They were failing to impress one of the most important demographics.
Yeah, King. It was your design. Were you not here when I did the whole thing? Were you not here when I did the whole... I fucking tagged you and everything.
One of the most insufferable demographics. They failed to impress millennials. Locations started closing down, and they knew that the
Hog Dog says, I used to love dive bars until my ex ended up being a blackout, piss your pants drunk. She sounds fun. She sounds fun, dude. That's cool.
Drop in revenue meant something had to be done to make themselves attractive in their eyes. The new CEO at the time, Steve Joyce, brought a bunch of ideas to the table, including the creation of one of the most dangerous concoctions to hit the American public, which was the Dollaritas. My friends. Hey! We want to give a quick shout out to our very cheap margarita
How are the Dollaritas? I know one of you have had to have. How are the Dollaritas? Tell me. Do they actually, can you get drunk off them? Is there enough liquor to get drunk off them? Do you have a terrible hangover? You know what? Forget that part because, yeah, you will have a terrible hangover off of something called a Dollarita. Are they, like, do you have to have like 10 of them to get anywhere? Like, what's the deal?
Margarita drink that you can just get smashed on at some locations.
Dive bars are fun, but most places are trying to be fancy. Yeah, no, like we used to like going to the dive bar. Like, oh my God. We used to like dress really nice too and go to the fucking dive bar. Like, you know, Jess would be looking hot. I look how I look, which is awesome. And we just go to the dive bar, and then there would just be a bunch of fucking slovenly drunks just fucking hunched over beers and shit like that. I'd be like, perfect. This is just the vibe. Perfect. It was a lot of fun, dude. I met some really interesting characters.
But once again, it varies. Depends on how loose is the bartender's wrist. During neighborhood...
Probably because young people don't drink anymore. Yeah, I don't get it, dude. Like, I don't know. I used to drink a lot, and it's not like I have a binge drinking disorder. It's not a disorder. I like getting hammered. I wouldn't call that a disorder. I'm a good time. But like, why do kids not do that no more? They don't, not binge drink necessarily, but like go out drinking and shit like that. I guess it's expensive and they all have their computers and stuff, and I mean, I don't do it. Why would I say, like, what are you guys doing it? So I guess I get that, right? I'm not out there. So they being out there, I don't know.
Appreciation Month, Applebee's started selling an assortment of margaritas for only $1, specifically to capture their demographic and emphasize their bar while upselling customers on their other food items. They were...
As a bouncer in a NASCAR dive bar, sports bar, and it was glorious. They hated potheads, and I was a pothead. So I fought a lot. Drunks can't fight. They fought a lot. I don't hate potheads. I hate cokeheads. I despise cokeheads. Potheads don't bother me that much.
Were a massive success, despite being nothing more than a bottom shelf tequila mixed with cheap margarita mix, heavily watered down with tap water.
For a buck, though, you can't complain.
I'm telling you, for $1, though, I'm telling you, I have seen some bartenders' wrists be a little loose, all right? And I tell you what, it makes a very rowdy Applebee's neighborhood experience.
They had volleyball sand courts, and it was a blast to bounce at. It wasn't called Sandbar, was it?
Many employees dreaded the Dollarita craze, as it brought all sorts of chaos to what were often understaffed locations. But despite some efforts like the Dollaritas being a hit, it did...
Yeah, potheads usually don't bother people. They usually don't leave their house.
Didn't keep the millennials...
Of course they don't bother people. They're in their house.
...around for too long. It also started to turn off their local core audience, scaring them into fully giving up on this initiative entirely.
I mean, I remember, like, smoking pot. It was just like, it would be so nice to fucking get home and then just get absolutely blazed and just fucking sit in your fucking chair and just like, yeah, fucking awesome.
Really?
That scared their core audience.
Which, don't get me wrong, Applebee's would occasionally get their viral moments every...
John, you and the boys should really consider buying a brick and mortar location in Florida, bar, club, something like that, like Bada Bing, like the Bada Bing. Dude, I can't even buy my island or my missile silo in the middle of the country. I'm not going to buy a bar. We're way far from that. Island first. Island first.
Every once in a while, right?
A plebes? Man, we got some mariscos going on right here, shit.
Like one that began in 2021 after a country artist, Walker Hayes, talked about Applebee's in a mega viral song called Fancy Like. Dare I say, it's the worst song
I know what the song is.
Ever made.
I'm gonna get a Bourbon Street steak and an Oreo shake.
Oreo shake?
For people that don't remember, this is the lyrics. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Got some whipped cream on the top too. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. That's huge. The biggest song in every trailer park across the
I thought that song was specifically made for a commercial.
America. In it, he talks about splurging on his low-maintenance country girlfriend by taking her to an Applebee's to get a dog shit meal and an Oreo shake.
It's low-maintenance girlfriend.
That's essentially what the song is, all right? Those are the cowboy boots clicking in, walking, little spurs on it.
I was gonna say,
I hate that fucking song. I swear I thought that was a fucking song for the commercial specifically. That's all I thought. That's because that's where I heard it, right? I never heard anyone bumping that song in their fucking lifted truck or anything like that. And if I did, I'd be like, why is he playing a jingle from a commercial? And then I would go about my day because I don't think about people like that.
As a woman, that's the perfect.
I'm thoughtless. Selfish, most people call me. But they're fuckheads anyway, so I don't care.
An Oreo shake, you got me wet.
A low maintenance girlfriend equals scumbag. No, it equals like tramp stamp, right? Like tramp stamp on an overweight torso. Zzz, it's going for a while. Zzz. Ew, yuck.
The phlegm in your voice there. Oh my God, clear. What the hell? The Oreo shake.
Applebee's has rats and they're ordering at the bar? Yeah.
Yeah. Good fucking Lord.
Would I take someone here on a date night and then also be like, let's get 2 straws and suck on this together? No, I probably
What would
wouldn't.
Allison say if you told her you wanted to do that?
She'd get pissed and she'd be like, I want my own. She'd be upset.
The song would blow up even more after Applebee's used it in an official advertisement, leading to people
See, that's where I heard it. That's where the fucking commercial. Because they've never, why would I?
Doing TikTok dances to the song, though many tore it apart for sounding soulless and purposely engineered to be used.
Yes.
In a commercial.
Soulless. There's no soul behind that song. That's a fucking cheap, chintzy goddamn song. You're telling me that's like a viral hit? A hit? I don't know, man. I don't get music anymore. I'm old. I'm an old man. I don't understand these young people. They sit inside. They don't drink their liquor. And they listen to the Applebee's song. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get these people.
Which is every country.
And you know what? Good for me. Pat yourself on the back, Sulk, because you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. You're not bumping the goddamn Applebee's theme in your... God damn it!
Country song of all time. Not of all time. That's the old one.
Name one that's not.
My name is Sue Johnny Cash.
Big iron, big iron.
Never really got Johnny Cash either. Never really got it. Like some people like Johnny Cash, and this is down to musical taste, so it's like a thing. But I was never really into Johnny Cash.
The comments under the song are filled with Applebee's employees furious at Walker for being responsible for the song being played non-stop in their stores and being sang aloud by customers, which I already know there's some big old boys and some big old girls there doing it. Guys, half of
what yourself, sir? What? What? I can't not be swooning and sucking Johnny Cash's dick? Who fucking cares?
Shut up! You guys are getting set.
Johnny Cash is a homosexual, yeah. I don't get it. I don't get why people love Johnny Cash so much. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You know, Applebee's had the one in my town had beer pong competitions.
What?
Yeah, like every Wednesday we'd go. One time I trolled, and the guy was very adamant of being like, "You gotta go under the troll table."
Yeah, I can't say I'm a country. Do I look like a fucking country boy? No is the answer. No is the answer to that question.
Troll table? What is it? What do you mean you troll?
Oh, if it's like
wrong kid died. Damn.
What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean?
When you don't make any cups, you become a troll. So you have to go under the table. And
now you're gonna make fun of me, but I was very good at beer pong in my day. It was just the era I came up in. It was the thing. Beer pong was very big. We played it a lot. I got very good at it.
The guy was
I was a big drinker at the time.
very adamant. He was like, "You gotta get under there."
I've never heard of that.
Really? Oh, yeah.
How do I know that he was like, "You gotta get under there"?
You look like a rich kid. What does that look like? What does that look like? Because of this?
You gotta pay me back.
Because of this?
Sir.
Is the cravat making me look like a rich kid? First of all, I'm damn near 40 years old. So, but like, that's it. I wear a black t-shirt every fucking day. Do I act like a rich kid? Am I hanging out at the goddamn golf club? I don't know how to play tennis. And I just don't. I just don't know how to play tennis. Never learned.
I'm a troll. Suck this guy's dick while he's taking out a dollarita.
Freeside, shut up.
You're just slurping and glarping down there. Today, Applebee's is simply seen as a trashy mid to below. I mean, it's a below tier restaurant with.
Okay, look, Lucas. Bragged is not the proper term. I informed thee that I am of a better class of human than you. Bragging is not. See, bragging would be if I was trying to, like, explain to my peers that I do a bunch of, but you're not my peers. You see the difference? I'm asserting my authority.
Microwave quality food.
Let's see that cheese bowl.
Only rich kids wear cravats.
Oh, that was lackluster.
Many people report getting intense food poisoning from their food with websites like iwaspoisoned.com, which is a great website. I think that's a great service. Where were you food poisoned at? Mark it down.
No, Renee's. Did you not hear my entire explanation about bragging is when you do it to peers? You're not peers. You are not my equals. That's silly.
Being flooded with harrowing tales of diarrhea and projectile vomit that I could only assume happened at the Applebee's bathroom. Many people post about their stories online, like one 18-year-old man who admits to shitting himself after drinking the exclusive Mountain Dew Dark Berry Bash drink at
I was listening both times. Well, then clean your ears out. You gotta clean them out. Because
Applebee's. My God. The Mountain Dew Dark Berry Bash drink.
John looks like the bad guy in a high school drama. Good. Am I driving around in like a Jeep Wrangler or some shit like that? Is this like a 90s type of a thing? Oh, I hope so. Oh.
Drink. Is that an alcohol
His
drink?
dad owns half the town. His dad owns the bank. And I'm like, ooh. And then you guys beat me down the ski hill and get the girl. No, first of all, I'm very good at skiing. And second of all, no, there doesn't need to be a second of all. I will beat you down the hill.
Is it like a slush? I don't know what the fuck it is. Here, editor, put up a video of somebody drinking it on one of their review channels.
Chugs drinks it.
Badlands?
Yeah.
Oh.
You are hog.
Is the promotional picture? Oh, well, maybe I have to get a try. I love Badlands. Love Badlands. Hey, little Hunter's hidden stories from Hunter. I was gonna do a mug root beer cartoon. Do you remember this? Was this before?
No, yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna have Badlands. He was gonna do it and everything. It just didn't capitalize. That was whenever the mug thing was big. Whatever. He was gonna voice the bulldog.
John looks like a 1990s Center Square. Damn, that is a reference, bro.
He was gonna say, "You better give me that mug."
I get what you're saying.
I wonder if I have any of the audio clips because
I get what you're saying. What is that like fruity guy? What's that guy's name? Oh, I forget that guy's name. I don't know, but I get you're making another gay joke. I understand that. It was just a very deep reference.
I think he sent me some lines.
Oh, really?
I think so. He's like, delicious. It was great. I fucking love his voice. It's so good.
Chugging the world, one bottle at a time. Badlands Chugs is back.
Badlands.
John, I'm going to level with you. I was a homeless. I was a drug addict, and I was a degenerate. I was everything we make fun of and shun here. Everyone can come back. Everyone can come back.
I love you. Before he could sit
It's
down
true.
on the toilet and fully...
You might be like, John's about to make a joke. No. Everyone has grace. Every one of you. Every one of you filthy degenerates, you can all come back.
Pulled down his pants. A loose fart led to him covering his pants in wet shit. Also, sorry, Badlands, that you had to be followed up.
No joke. I'm not going to punctuate that with a joke. That's it. That's all. And then you're like, wow, John really loves us. I do. I really. You guys will never know just how much.
Up with that. How do we know also that, I mean, I would say that a clientele going into an Applebee's, today's day and age, Applebee's has got to have some.
Yeah, I don't know. What is that guy's name? What is the reference? I don't know that guy's name.
Gutty work biome that's not healthy. That's a nasty gutty work. So to blame it on the mountain.
Renee says you aren't big on jokes, I know.
Dude, Darkberry, Bunch Crisp, whatever the fuck it was called, seems a bit disingenuous. I think you should have maybe just had a tap water.
Okay, stop.
Do you think that they have filtered, or do you think it's a straight tap?
Oh, it's a straight tap. They can't afford the filter.
Filter's pretty cheap now.
Okay, it's everybody's show. This is okay. It's everybody's fault. I don't even do jokes. I'm not here to do the jokes. I'm here. I'm the guy that reads the jokes, and then that's my job. Okay. 10-4. I'll do my job.
Carissa,
I'll do my job.
Post a video admitting that after the restaurant of choice was overpacked,
Paul Lind, thank you.
They went to Applebee's.
Thank you, Paul Lind.
To eat chicken tenders and mac and cheese. Wow. After 1 hour, she broke out into a cold sweat and began projectile vomiting. Then she proceeded to throw up 10 more times, once every hour.
I threw up every hour on the hour for the next 10 hours. I could not even keep water down.
Yeah.
John, can you keep it down? We're talking here. $3 minutes.
The place we're going to go to is pretty packed, so yeah, we decided to go to
I
Applebee's.
got 3 fucking minutes. I'm done with you people. I'm done. 3 minutes. That's
Please get chicken tendies and some mac and cheese. So you know what's the thing, though, that they don't show? The Applebee's CEO eating the food, kind of like the McDonald's guy. That motherfucker would scarf it down.
Did you see his excuse?
The McDonald's guy?
He blamed it on his mom or something.
The McDonald's CEO blamed it on his mom?
Something like that.
Dan's not. Dan.
He blamed on why he took a really tiny bite.
I don't rip on Dan enough. I should really talk a lot more shit about Dan Snot.
Good. I don't know. I don't trust him.
I had it. It was tasty.
What was it called again? The Archberg?
I am. You know what? I might just dead air this shit. I might just dead air it for the next fucking 2 minutes. I'll just dead air this. I can't do that. I can't do that. There's something inside of me. I can't do it.
You liked it?
I can't do that.
My jaw to get it
right?
in my mouth.
There has. It's my show. I mean, I know what you guys think. You guys. I don't want that fucking mutiny going on in this cult, by the way. All right, because I will make all of you walk the plank. I will. All right. You're gonna all drink the Kool-Aid.
It was that big?
Yeah. That's a big bite. You see the fucking shades now? This is. You see these shades? This means the cult has gotten serious. It's nearing. It's nearing the crescendo. You know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what the end is, right? For a big arch.
What do you think of an Applebee's regular?
Dan's not. You're not taking over shit.
What do you think they look
Okay.
Like? Slightly overweight, a little thinning.
Hair thinning a little bit.
Thinning, yeah. He's got thick hands. He's got some calloused fingers.
What kind of attire is he wearing when he's walking in?
Jeans and button shirt, the long sleeve.
A long sleeve button shirt?
There's always friction between. This is not Daywave. This is not Nightwave. These are different shows. You know what? Okay, the show's over. I'm done. I'm done with the show. I bid thee adieu. I bid thee adieu. Thanks for coming. Thanks for the donos. I appreciate that. I didn't mean to guilt you guys into it, but I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. What do you guys think about the shades? Be honest. Why do I even say that? Because I know you will never be honest. You're just going to call me gay. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Until then, stay strong. Be good cult members. Take care of yourselves. Drink a lot of water. And get a good night's sleep. I love you. Good night. Fuck is my thing?
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I